Okay, so in this video, I'm going to teach you how to use the for loop. The easiest way to understand a for loop is by understanding what it does. So what a for loop does is that it iterates. So what I mean by this is that a for loop executes a line of code or a block of code, the block of code that goes in between these parentheses. It executes this code as many times as the condition, this is a condition, as the condition evaluates to true. So for example, here we have an array called numbers. This array is of type int, and it has the values 0, 2, 45, 65, 7, and 8. They go from index 0, 1, 2, 3. Well, that's not a 3, but okay, a 3 and a 4. So the length of this array would be 5, and the indexes would go from 0 to 4. Okay. So the way we declare an array, for loop is like this. We say for, and then we open parentheses, and the first thing we do is that we declare an index. So the name of this index is called I, and the data type of this index is int, and we assign a value. In this case, the value is going to be 0. Then we add in a semicolon, and then we declare a condition. So the condition in here, it says, or it evaluates, it checks if I is less than numbers.length. Numbers.length is 5. So it's checking it is checking if 0 is less than 5. So if this is true, then we're going to do what's in here. We're going to do everything that's in here, inside the brackets. And once we do it, we're going to go here and we're going to add 1 to I. This is the increment. So the increment is just how much we're going to increment I by. In this case, we're saying I plus plus. This is the same thing as saying I is equal to I plus 1. So it's the same thing as this. So what we're doing here, I'm gonna try and see if I can explain how this for loop works. Okay, so first of all, we say that int I equals 0. So I is equal to 0. Then we check I is less than numbers.length. Is 0 less than 5? Yes. So we're gonna print numbers. So we print, and we print the element of the array that is at index I. I is 0, so it's gonna print the first element of the array, this 2. Then we're gonna add 1 to I. So now I is equal to 1. So we're gonna check if 1 is less than numbers.length. If 1 is less than 5, yes, 1 is less than 5. This is true. So we're gonna print numbers, and this time I is equal to 1. So we're gonna print numbers, and we're gonna print the second element, which is 45. And then we're gonna keep going and doing this until I is equal to 5. When I is equal to 5, we're gonna check if 5 is less than 5, and this is false because 5 is not less than 5. So we're not gonna enter the loop this time. So as you can see, the for loop iterates a number of times until the condition of the loop evaluates to false. So here we have a little challenge for you to do. Okay, you have to create a for loop to print all the elements of the float array that you created in the previous challenge. So try and do that, pause the video and try it for yourself. Okay, so to complete this challenge, we're gonna go to Visual Studio, and here we have the array of floats that we made in the previous challenge, and now we're gonna declare a for loop. So we're going to say for, we're going to declare the index, so int I equals 0. Then we're gonna add a semicolon. Now we have to declare the condition. So if I is less than my decimals dot length, now we're gonna add another semicolon, and finally we're just gonna add the increment of the index. So we're gonna be incrementing, we're going to be incrementing the index by 1. So I plus plus, like this. We're gonna open and close brackets, and inside the for loop, we're going to tell Visual Studio what we want it to do. So we want to print my decimals, and we're gonna open and close square brackets, and inside the brackets, we're going to type in I. So basically we're gonna iterate, and we're gonna go all over the array, printing out all of the elements of the array until this condition evaluates to false, until I less than my decimal.length is false. In this case, when I is equal to 8, this will evaluate to false because 8 is not less than 8, and the loop will stop. So let's hit Ctrl S, go back to Unity Editor, hit play, and you should see the same thing as in the previous challenge. You should see the same exact numbers as in the previous challenge, because we're doing exactly the same. It's just that instead of writing print, we are just doing a for loop to do everything in one go. So imagine you had here 1,000 elements. Instead of 8 elements, you had 1,000, and you wanted to print them all to the console. This is for sure a faster way. So this is gonna be it for this video. I'll see you in the next video.